My goodness. Excuse me. Hello, folks. How do? Let me get that zoomed out for me. Bueno. Hope everybody is bueno again. We're good. The audio's good. I've made sure of it. I did a quick little test run. Didn't go over any of the notes, though. So yeah, we should be all bueno as far as the audio for this episode. And if not, then I don't know. I'm going to punch somebody in the mouth. Goddamn pop socket. One of these things, the new one, like, it turns and locks, so it's a bit of a bitch to deal with sometimes. There we go. Let's get that right there. You know what I mean? Let's see those notes. Okay. I guess I should say, welcome to the Hooligan Squad-CAST. If you're listening to this on YouTube and you want to see like the video portion, because I put pictures or videos or whatever else up, patreon.com/Church of Juvie. The video podcast is always available for the $5 patrons, Hooligan 2.0s, as it were. Also, if you're watching on Patreon, you might notice this is looking a little bare back here. I'm going to rearrange everything on this wall so it just looks a little bit, I don't know, just looks a little bit better, I guess we could say. Just, I don't know, going to organize it a certain way. Maybe do all the ones from like movies and stuff on this side, and then, excuse me, other ones just kind of across. We'll see. Either way. At J Coulter Artist. Okay? If you want one of those. At J Coulter Artiste. Okay? He's a good guy. You should support him. Anyway. What's going on, folks? We got fucking notes upon notes upon notes here. I guess we will start with, I'm going to be having an interview with somebody soon. We're going to be talking about lucid dreaming. Actually, I don't have any of the stuff here. But okay. Any of the Spawn figures, basically, that you've seen in the videos, I've shown the Crow posters and everything. Yeah, my buddy Jeremy, he's experienced with like lucid dreaming and everything, so we're gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna do a regular podcast. I'm gonna chat with him, but I also want to like talk about like the lucid dreaming and stuff like that. So that will be happening soon, and it works out because it's easy. Not like easy to say like not easy as in like it's just something you can jump into as far as the topic goes or whatever. I just mean it's easy because I at least have somebody that is experienced in it. So it just works out. You know what I mean? Yeah. I noticed my cords are twisted here. Give me one sec. Twisty. There we go. So I don't want to say a specific date or podcast when that's going to happen, just because the kids are going back to school this week, and I'm going to get everything going and get that on schedule and everything, and then we'll figure it all out. So that will be coming soon, though, and I'm excited about that. Thank you to Jeremy for reaching out about that. Pretty sweet to have a friend or two that knows about like lucid dreaming or can do it themselves. A humble brag. Humble brage. Eminem's new album. Let's fucking get this out of the way. Okay, so for those that don't know, when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, I did rap battles and everything. Before that, I've been a fan of them for a very long time. I still am a fan of them and everything. Just a lot of the like punchlines or the lines that I saw people celebrating or thinking were super dope from this new Eminem album, I've heard years ago in battles. And Eminem actually watches battle rap and everything. He produced a movie called Bodied that's coming out soon, which is all about like the current way of battle rap and everything. Excuse me. But yeah, it's just those lines like I heard years ago in battles, and half the time we heard those, they weren't great. Like we didn't He didn't structure them any differently. I've heard many battlers say, you worship blah, blah, blah. That's sacrilegious. Or you worship so-and-so's nuts so much, you're sacrilegious. It's like, yeah, we've heard that shit. You know what I mean? And it just feels like he's just like constantly complaining about like the new rappers and all this. And I'm not really a fan of any of them, but at least to me, it didn't even come off where it was like super clever or anything. It honestly felt like, you know, when your uncle is like complaining to you about your music and it's like, whoa, music now is not like what it was when I was, you know, coming up, or when I was doing it, when I had my hands in that musical cookie jar, as it were. You know, they're just always complaining about the current music or whatever. Picture that, but your uncle knows how to rhyme while he's doing it. That's what I got from the new Eminem album. And honestly, and like, I don't know, I've been a fan of Eminem. One of my favorite albums growing up was Marshall Mathers LP and then Eminem Show. I think those are two of his best albums. I even liked Recovery. That was a really good album as well. Excuse me. But yeah, everyone's like super hyped over this, and it's just like the lines they're quoting. It's like, man, we've heard that from like battlers years ago, and some of those lines got fucking booed on stage, or got no reaction at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's not for me. So we move on. Cute as a button. I don't understand this saying. Cute as a button. I've never been in a store and had to like get my lady's attention and be like, babe, look how cute this button is. Like, I've never in my life seen a cute button or an obtuse button. I thank you. I've never, where did that saying come from? Cute as a button. Fuck it. I don't know. Let's look this up. We're going to look it up. I just don't understand how a button can be cute at all. Cute as, okay, well, I got two, cute as, and I know you won't be able to see it, but like, so right here, it's cute as a button, cute Asian baby boy, cute as a bug's ear. How are those two Google suggestions? All right. The phrase would be suited for a small child or flower. Cute as a button, cute, charming, attractive, almost always with the connotation of being small. 1868 from the original 1731 English meaning of acute or clever. Cute as a bug's ear was in around 1930. I don't know. So it's just one of those old ass fucking... It's just one of those old things that just people said for some reason. That's it. That's it. There's really nothing else, I guess. It just says that it was something that was said, basically. Cute and keen were two of the most overused slang words of the late 1920s and 30s. Oh, if you could see the slang words now. Apparently the British version is bright as a button. This makes sense if you think of a polished brass button, I guess. I don't know. Either way, cute as a button doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to lie, folks. I can't lie to you. Where do you want to go next? Where's this adventure going to take us? You know what I mean? Oh, here's an interesting thing. Taking kids to church. I don't usually dive into the like religious stuff or like, you know, anything like that. But it's an interesting topic as far as taking kids to church, because me personally, I've always felt like you should wait until like your kids can kind of like make that choice on their own, and they understand kind of like what they're getting into. But like I know a lot of other people, they just kind of like they bring their kids, and that's like, I don't know, that's what you do. So I don't know. For me, I've always just kind of felt like you should wait, let the kid like decide on their own. You know what I mean? Like I've never brought my kids to church, but I'm also not super like religiously affiliated with like any church or whatever have you. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to hear your hooligans like opinions on that. Comment below. It'd be cool. Cause I don't know. I just think, like I said, I think you should wait, but, especially if you're not like super religious yourself, you know what I mean? Popped a pea there. Pea poppin' patty. God. For those that don't know what that means, when you hit a P, but it catches like the that sound, I apologize. That's a pea poppin' patty right there. So yeah, I don't know. Taking kids to church, it's not my thing. I think you should wait. But I'd be interested to hear others' take on it. Had an itchy ear. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so glad that that the audio's good. I can see that it's bueno. Video's recording. My goodness, we had a rough one, didn't we, last week? Yeah. I apologize for that, folks. I really do. Excuse me. You know what doesn't make sense? Excuse me again. What kind of an idiot makes a fucking house out of candy? Like, are you just, like, did that witch not give a fuck about ants or any sort of bugs? Like, that's not just a house made of candy. Just, like, do you not care about things melting or being sticky? Like, do you not care about flies or ants? I don't understand. Did the gingerbread? Excuse me, my goodness. Did the gingerbread survive? Turned into Porky Pig there. Like, the gingerbread. What's gonna happen? You're gonna get mold. You know what I mean? How did these kids not notice any of this? Or was this part of the magic from the witch? If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I'm not even going to tell you. You just got to look it up for yourself. Although you definitely should, like, know what I'm talking about. I don't know. These are the thoughts I have, folks. Okay. And sometimes we express them in soft tones. And sometimes we don't. But these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts. You take the good, you take the bad. You mix them up, and these are the facts of life. Ooh, the new Predator trailer. Haven't talked about this. Well, I talked about it very, very briefly on my Instagram. Looks super dope. I love it, honestly. Especially that line where it's like, hunting you, fucking you up is their idea of tourism. Like, killing you is their idea of a good time. Like, they're bringing the predator hounds, everything. I'm super excited for this one. I think it looks dope. I love the trailer. The latest one kind of sets up the story a little bit better, fills in certain little story gaps. But I don't know. I think this is going to be a dope-ass Predator movie. I really do. I'm really interested to see the predator hounds and everything as well. I don't know. Man. Give me Predator anything, and I'm going to watch it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that new trailer, like, just, if you weren't excited for it before, like, I feel like when I watched it, my excitement grew a little bit more, because even just that whole line where it's like, they're bigger, they're faster, and fucking you up is their idea of tourism. Because it's basically, you have this, like, fugitive predator that's coming to Earth to, like, hunt and everything. And then you have this fucking super predator that's hunting it and probably going to end up hunting humans as well. And, like, my goodness, release the hounds. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Oh, here's something we shouldn't do anymore. Hashtag stop it. If somebody asks a question in real life or on social media, let's not answer that question with another question, huh? Hashtag stop it. It's just, especially if you like, especially if there's something going on and someone just asks a genuine question, like out of curiosity, if you answer them being sarcastic or just trying to be an asshole, that makes you the asshole, like not them. They're not rude or like an asshole or anything for asking a genuine question they're curious about. You're the dick for treating them like that and answering their question with another question. And just so you can be sarcastic or have that moment where it's like, well, what do you know about this? Huh? Like, well, that's not really what we're talking about right now. Is it? So, just don't do that. It's not cool. And also, the conversation goes nowhere. Where are you going? Nowhere. Shouts to you if you understand that reference. A little sip of the sparkle water, as it were. Delicious. And we're back. Had a random little brain fart there. Excuse moi. Bam. Here we go. Actually, leading from that whole question thing, I just want to throw this out there because I've said it before on the channel and everything, but I like to pepper little reminders. Don't always look for adversaries in life. Don't always look for that moment where you can be like, aha, I'm right and you're wrong. It's just, again, it doesn't help conversations or helping anyone learn more about that subject or, excuse me, just gain a better appreciation about the subject at hand. If all you're gonna do is kind of be confrontational in these exchanges or sarcastic or whatever, you can't blame people for having a negative outlook or a negative opinion about that if that's the only type of energy or person that they've had to deal with constantly about this. Whatever it may be. I'm not talking about anything specific. So yeah, just fill in the blank as you want. But yeah, we just need to stop looking for adversaries and fucking moments where we can be right. You know what I mean? Because even sometimes it's not warranted, So yeah, I don't know. We gotta relax. We just gotta chill. Because there's so many things too that so many people all over the world have done, and we just have different names for it. You know what I mean? I don't know. So I feel like sometimes just through a genuine conversation, we can learn so much more. We can gain an appreciation for just for so much more in the world and for people of the world. So I don't know. I don't know. Learn as much as you can, folks. Hit up a library. You know what I mean? A little museum of knowledge. Change something. Oh, here's something. So, I was thinking the other day about the whole aggressor character that I did. I don't know. Honestly, things are gonna happen like that with this channel. Random characters. And I don't. It's one of those things random skits, random characters. I've been doing that ever since I was a kid. I used to have one of those it was a black stereo, just one speaker connected basically on either side of it. And I used to get cassette tapes, and I would just hit record and I would start doing skits and everything when I was a kid. I've always done it, and this is, I guess, just another evolution into that. I wish I still had those cassettes and everything. I would find a way to play them, and because they're probably so embarrassing to listen back at. But yeah, that's just what I've always done. So I don't know whether it's a random character or a random skit that's going to happen on the channel. Honestly, that's not me trying to be like get views or whatever you want to think about it. I don't know. That's just me doing what I've always done. So yeah. And I have fun with it. Like, I actually really enjoyed just kind of like randomly bringing another character in. You know what I mean? And obviously, if the Aggressor's wrestling schedule allows it, I would love to have him back on the channel. I feel like he could add a little bit of different insight to certain things. So we'll see. We'll have to see what his schedule's like. I know he's touring the circuits at the state fairs right now across America, which is weird because I don't think he has a visa to do it, and I know for a fact he doesn't have a passport. So I don't know how he got there from Canada, and I don't want to know. Maybe he'll share that story next time we cross paths with him. This has been yeah. So yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be weird shit on this channel. There kind of always has been, but you know what I mean? It's just I guess in a way I'm just fucking going balls to the wall with it. I don't know. I just feel like instead of just kind of always like doing the same certain things in a way, if I get the idea for a character, or if I get the idea for a skit, I'm just gonna do it. Because like, I don't know, like if I can make myself laugh like in the process, which I guess isn't hard. I laugh at a lot of things. I don't know. Maybe somebody else will get a giggle or a chuckle from it too. And that makes it worth it. You know what I mean? And fucking, I've always been a fan of wrestling. Like, oh my goodness. I can't say that I am nowadays because I haven't watched it in a very long time. But yeah, I grew up watching WWF, everything like that. So, I don't know. Wrestling skits and stuff like that, I would love to do more of. We'll see. I just got a massage, but I'm going to wait. Just check that. Oh, Quirky Weird sent me a photo. I will check it after this podcast. I promise you. Oh, hey, why aren't there any curfews anymore? Remember, like, okay. So I was born in 1990, but I feel like that was literally like, that was almost the cutting off point. Like if you called past 9 to somebody's house and that person's parents met you, you were already disliked. You already had a bad reputation with those parents because you called past 9. Yeah, I don't see any more of that. But quick commercial break and we'll discuss it more. We'll be right back.
3 typical average kids inside a haunted mansion. Just by chance, read a ghost who made them Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs.
And we're back. But yeah. You call somebody's house after 9, you might as well have just fucking broken into the neighbor's house across the street. It's like, oh, hey, Mrs. Jenkins, I'm Alex. Like, nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. Are you the one that called past 9? Like, that's how you're known. You're an outlaw. You're calling somebody's house past 9? I'm sorry. Is this the Wild West? Are you Jesse James? Are you Billy the Kid? Calling here past 9? I think not. Like, I don't know. I feel like I 100% remember going through that shit. I remember having to call girls' houses and be like, hey, Mrs. Babinek, is Jess available? Like, I don't even, Babinek? I feel like, okay, I might have fucked up. I feel like I just pulled a name from like my memory banks. I don't know. Either way. But I remember calling girls' houses and stuff, and like, you have that nervous thing where their dad picks up and it's like, oh, hey, Mr. Whatever, like, is Stephanie there? Who's this? Oh, it's Alex. Oh, okay. How do you know Stephanie, Alex? We have class together. We go to school. That's it. Like, has anybody ever asked that where it's like, well, how do you know Stephanie? Ah, well, you know, underground fighting clubs. I've seen her at a couple of the events. I tour the circuit myself. You know, Fight Club. What can you do? Am I right? Oh, excuse me. I don't know. I'm just saying. There's none of that anymore. My kids are still raised like, once those street lights are on, you're inside. Street lights come on, that's the curfew. So, I don't know. Does anyone else still remember that? I know like some of the older hooligans might, but I don't know. What year did like that stop being a fucking thing? I feel like it just disappeared. I don't know. What can you do? Like, even on weekends, you know, like some people's parents were cool. Like on weekends, you could call like maybe like up till 10 or something like that. But like, god damn, 9 o'clock, that was it. Your shit better be shut down. Your friends better know. Don't call here. Everything changed with the cell phones. Well, for some kids, I guess. Yeah. Here's something that happened to me. When was it? Friday night. What was my lady watching? Can't remember what show my lady was watching. But there was something, two of the people, like you saw in the episode description, something about so-and-so struggle to make cannolis. I read that as so-and-so struggle to make Cannolis. And then I reread it and went, Cannolis? I know what a cannoli is. I've eaten cannoli before. I see that word, and for some reason, cannoli doesn't enter my mind. My lady looks up at the TV, starts laughing, and goes, oh, you mean cannoli? And I die laughing. Because, again, I've eaten cannoli. Like, you've heard, like, think of basically any Italian character in a movie or a show, they give them a line about a cannoli at some point. Like, well, you're not going to try my cannoli? You're not going to eat my cannoli? All right, whatever. I see the disrespect. Like, I don't know how I read that as Cannolis and then reread it as Cannolis. Like that, all that is, that's not even a different word. That's just different pronunciation of the letter, really. Like that's not even a different word entirely. But yeah, we had a very good laugh about that. For some reason, I couldn't, like, I don't know if like, I have no idea how to explain it. It feels like I saw the word and it just didn't process in my head. Well, it obviously didn't process in my head correctly. Also, what the fuck is this podcast right now? Like, I just realized I'm fucking talking about curfews at 9 o'clock on the phone, me mispronouncing cannoli, thinking it's something completely different. Like, am I an old man with a fucking podcast right now? Am I an old man trapped in a 27-year-old's body? Like, oh, those kidsters always calling after 9. Oh, I need a nap. Like, oh my goodness, what is happening to me right now? Let's switch this up. What are we going to? New Blade movies. Wesley Snipes did a interview with Vice, revealing that he has apparently been in talks. See, this is where it gets weird. He says he's been in talks with Marvel for 2 years. 2 years. And nothing has come of it. But apparently they have, like, a couple of different projects in, like, Wesley Snipes and his team as far as Blade goes. They have a few different projects and even a way they could, like, incorporate him into the MCU. Which, folks, if you haven't seen the Blade movies, go ahead and watch 1 and 2. Those, in my opinion, those are the best ones. I don't see how Blade is going to fit into the current MCU, like, as far as tone or theme or anything. But I guess we'll see. Interesting enough, I know that Jared Leto is slated to play Morbius, the living vampire. I believe you see where the cookie crumbs lead on this path. Blade, Morbius. I'm just saying. Especially, you know what Marvel should do? Just fucking let Sony do certain things. You know what I mean? Let Venom be in its own thing. Let Morbius and Blade and all of them exist in a little side cinematic universe. I don't give a fuck if you bring in Iron Man or Captain America or anybody that survived the old, you know? By the way, it's always rude to snap your fingers, so I don't know why that had to be the thing. It's like the ultimate, like, rudeness. Anyway, it's just one of those things. Like, you don't have to fucking bring any of those people in, but let the cool-ass villains and other characters have, like, a little side universe. You know what I mean? The Netflix shows reference The Incident. That's the Ultron attack. Like, they mention or reference Hulk and all this other shit. Let that do the same thing in, like, a little side universe for Morbius and Venom and all these other, like, Kraven the Hunter. I don't know if anyway, like, I think that would be fucking dope. So I don't know. Is Wesley Snipes gonna take, like, goddamn, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Is he going to jump back into the leather trench coat and sword? We'll see what happens. But, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to see some new Blade stuff. Even if it was a Netflix series, fuck it. Give it to me. Do we ever really stop believing in Santa Claus? Think about it, folks. If people can sit in church and God and Jesus, they pray to them and they feel that they give them a certain motivation and a certain happiness in life. Think about, like, Christmas spirit. Think about the Christmas cheer. That's Santa. I'm just saying. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like, I kind of feel like it is one of those things where it's like, you know, it depends. It obviously depends on who's listening to this. If Christmas has more of a religious thing for you, then that's, you know, that's your thing. But for people that don't, excuse me, for people that don't really have that, excuse me, eruption. For people that aren't really, more so like with the religious aspects of it, but, you know, we have Santa on our tree, or we have decorations of him, or we have little Santa figures, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Like, I got Santa's workshop in my little Christmas village here. I feel like it's almost like he's like the representative of Christmas cheer and like Christmas spirit and fucking the holly jolly season, folks. You know what I mean? So I feel like in a way, like when you were getting excited for Christmas and we're getting excited for like, you know, to see the lights all in the like the neighborhood and the Christmas trees being lit up. Like I don't know, I feel like to say like, you know, I believe in Santa Claus, you're saying you believe in Christmas cheer, the Christmas spirit, fucking holly jolliness with the famalam. You know what I mean? Sipping some eggnog while the fireplace crackles and the peas pop. I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It was something me and my lady were talking about. She was actually going to be helping with this podcast, but plans came up, so she had to go and help with that. She's going to be helping with future ones, which I'm actually very excited about. It's always nice to have a pretty lady to help with things. Humble brag. Humble brage. But yeah, I'm excited to have her help with the podcast and everything. She's not going to be on cam. She'll be like just behind the camera helping with certain audio things and like all that, and also giving a different perspective on certain things. But yeah, me and her were talking about this, and it's just, yeah, I don't know, if like you don't have like the religious thing in your household or whatever, just like I don't know, you don't have to say you don't believe in Santa. Good folks, if you believe in Christmas cheer and spreading that to other people, and you know, making sure like everyone's having a Yuletide time, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like in my heart of hearts, I don't feel wrong about saying like, if that's how Christmas and everything makes you feel, or even just the thought of being around your family and like sharing Christmas with them and, you know, toasting a cup of eggnog. I love eggnog. Yeah. I don't know. If I had to pick a representative in my head or in my heart, I'm going with that jolly fat man with the red suit and the white beard. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we get this idea of what it is to be an adult, and an adult is like, you don't believe in fantasy, you don't believe in magic. Yeah, you go to work, you do your job, you come home, maybe you watch some TV or whatever. Like I don't know, it's like anything that like is magical or anything that is like just fun in a way from our childhood. You almost start just like, I don't know if it's like you stop caring about it because you think like adults don't care, or you stop believing in it. But that magic doesn't go away. That magic still spreads throughout everybody else. It's still around. Every time you walk by a Christmas tree or you hear people singing Christmas songs and they're happy as shit doing it, that's Christmas cheer. You know what I mean? That's that jolly man spreading it. Oh, that sentence did not end as sometimes things just don't come out right, I guess. I don't know. The thing to take away from this, good folks, I don't know, just fucking believe in magic. You know what I mean? Believe in Christmas cheer, believe in Santa Claus if you like. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. Oh, okay. Here's something. Milady likes the MTV show The Challenge. And, well, she likes a few of them. One thing, my guilty pleasure that I've found, is anytime she's watching fucking Teen Mom or The Challenge or anything, as soon as somebody says, oh, I'm a rapper, I have to find their music. And none of them have been good. None. I don't know. I can't help but like go and see these people because like, and just see what they are. Maybe one day I'll be surprised and somebody will be fucking like really good. But so far they haven't been, and it's, I don't know. I can't help but like get a chuckle from it sometimes. A little guilty pleasure, I guess. But this one guy, Jose, had said something. He's like, what did he say? He said like two of the people in the house were like, they like loved each other so much that they would smell each other's farts or something like that. And I instantly had to write down, could you ever love someone so much you'd smell their farts? Like you would actively smell this person's farts. And I can't say that I don't know if that level of love exists in my soul, in my being. I don't know if I could ever just like I don't know. I can't even picture it in my head. You're like your other person there just lets one go and you're just You been eating a lot of cheese lately? Seems warmer. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that level of love exists. That was obviously my favorite reality show. There was Flavor of Love, Rock of Love, and Level of Love. It took place in an elevator. So but yeah, I don't think I could ever love someone so much that I'm actively smelling their farts. So if they rip one in the room, or they like one goes in the room and you smell it, that's different because like it's in your vicinity of oxygen. You know what I mean? But to lean over and just get in there, that's not for me. Not for me. Let's end on this. How long have we been going? Almost at 45 minutes. Not bad. Yesterday, I watched the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. It's actually, like, I still enjoyed it. I thought it's still a good movie as far as like Leatherface and everything goes. Two things. One, he puts on the new face at one point. P-Pop and Patty there. He puts on the new face at one point, and it's the one girl's boyfriend. But then he only wears it for one scene. Only one scene, and then he goes back to his other one that he had. So that was confusing. I didn't know if they just kind of did that scene as like a kind of like a reference to the earlier films or what. But that was just kind of weird to me. Also, spoiler alert. The movie came out in 2003 though, so it was super weird that they decided to cut off Leatherface's arm. Like, I don't know if the 2003 was like supposed to be like kind of like a continuation of something, or like a sequel to something or whatever. But yeah, it was just, I don't know, cutting off Leatherface's arm. It's like instantly like, okay, we're going to do this one movie and that's it. And we're going to make sure that things are set up so there is no other movie to come after, basically. So yeah, I thought that was kind of weird that they decided to do that with Leatherface. So I don't know. While it was a good movie, I still enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it as well when I was younger. There was just those two things that definitely didn't make sense. At least to me. But comment below if you caught something that I didn't, maybe. Okay. I think we are done. I decided to do a podcast. So I sat down and started recording. One of my friends thought it'd be a good idea. And that, man, was my friend Paul. Why did Ringo Starr always do that? Tell like a 5-minute story and then, and that man was my friend John. Like, we know, man. We knew where the story was going. Anyway, Mucho love you, hooligans. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to see the video portion of this, 'cause some people also just rather the video companion to like podcasts and such, patreon.com/Church of Juvie in the description. And also for the newer folks to the channel, I've gotten some questions about that whole Church of Juvie thing. Church of Juvie came from one of the hooligans. Hooligan Squad came from one of the hooligans. Both terms that are used for the channel and for this whole thing have come from the folks that have always supported it and like all that. So yeah, has no religious things attached to it. Again, you want to see the video for the podcast, it is available for $5 patrons. Link is in the description. Excusez-moi. Also, I have 2 different merch stores. Those are also in the description. Redbubble and TeePublic. Different items on there. So go check those out. And yeah, subscribe below. Like the video or the audio, whatever's happening with you right now. And yeah, mucho love, hooligans. We got content coming out this week. Go check last week's content if you haven't yet. And yeah, that's it. Mwah, mwah, mwah for you beautiful fat jays. This has been Hooligan Squad-CAST. I'm out.
They are ready for you now.
I better use my strong hand.